So Dennis, you're making a frame and panel here.
That I am.
Nice.
We did a live demo for frame and panels a while back, and my part of this was stub and tenon joinery. Yep.
Yeah. Well, just to recap what that is real quick, we've got a rail and a stile. There's a groove cut in both pieces, and then there's a tenon cut, which we call a stub tenon. And it just so happens that groove is perfect for a plywood panel. We sized it for the panel. And then the tenon fits in that groove as well, which provides a great strong joint.
Yep.
And you did a nice job on that. Look at the fit.
It turned out nice.
But it doesn't always go that way to start with, does it?
And no, it didn't. No, it didn't.
So you got a little story there. Tell us real quick what happened.
When I was prepping for the demo, I used a glue line rip blade with an 1/8 inch kerf and a flat tooth, and I wanted that flat bottom.
It's perfect for that groove.
Yep. And so I did all my testing, and it worked just fine. And then, you know, the gremlins, they creep in. And we're about 5 minutes away from 10 o'clock, you know, go time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking down at the saw, and I have forgot to switch that blade back. I had cut some extra test pieces so that whatever I ran into, I'd be ready for.
Right.
And then, so I swapped out the blade for that Woodworker 2 to do my cross cuts.
Thin kerf.
Yep.
Woodworker 2.
Because you always want your wood square. That's...
Yeah. If it's not square, it's not going to clamp up square.
No. So anyway, I'm looking down and I see that Woodworker 2 in there, and I think, oh gosh. And so rather than switch it out, I went ahead and did the demo using that blade. And it worked fine, but you cut it's always a couple of passes through the saw, and you just build up that width.
For that groove.
Yep. And once I got the right width, there was just that little bit of wood running down the middle.
Because it was a thin kerf blade.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So anyway.
So you just had to clean that out later then, right?
It's just another additional cut is what it is. And
right.
But anyway, you're doing this in front of live, and you think, oh gosh.
Yeah. Well, that's what we like to see, the mistakes, and how you recover from that.
We recovered from it because here they are.
And I know they look great. So you're at clamp up mode, huh?
Yeah, and whenever I'm doing something like this, I always do a dry fit before I do any gluing.
Yep.
You need to know what, if it's square for one thing, and if you're going to run into any problems, if you got enough clamps, whatnot.
Right.
So anyway, I've done that, and so I'm going to measure square. And I always take my tape measure and just go to the one corner, bring her down to the diagonal, and I measure those. And if they're the same, it's the same measurement, I'm in like a burglar with a key.
Boy, and you look like you're pretty good.
That's really close. If you tried to fix that, you'd screw it up.
So what do you do if you're off, though?
If it were really off, I'm probably looking at building another door.
Right.
But if it's just a hair
tiny
off,
bit,
I generally take and loosen these clamps just a little bit, and I'll push and pull in whatever direction I need to get it back to square, and then I'll tighten back up. And with this joinery, I don't really put a lot of pressure on that.
Right. You really don't.
You don't really need to.
Yeah.
So. And I might have to do that 2 or 3 times, depending on how far that needs to move.
Right. I've run into that building drawers too.
Yeah.
It's important that your drawers are square, because if they're not the right size, you can have all kinds of problems with drawer guides and stuff. So one thing I've done, if it's just not wanting to go, you've got your parallel clamps here. I'll just take a regular clamp, bar clamp, put it on that corner, and then nudge up this pad in this corner, kind of pushing against this a little bit, and just put a little bit of pressure on it, and usually you can just see it shift slightly.
Because it's not going to take much to get it back in there.
Yeah, another way to do it. So I do like that thin tape that you were using there, but usually a lot of times I'm stuck with just one of these, and sometimes I can't get that tab to be
Yep.
kind of centered on
Clamps
that
will
corner.
get in the way.
Yeah.
They do.
So what I do sometimes is I just position it with like on the 1 or 2 inch mark on that corner,
Yep.
and then I'll check it. You know, and because we just want the dimension to be the same on
Yep.
both directions, and let's just check and see how close this
Okay.
is
Put
here.
the
1,
pressure
2.
on me.
Oh, dude, you nailed it.
I know, it makes you weep, doesn't it?
You couldn't do that again if you tried.
Probably not. So these are the last 2 doors that I'll be building.
Forever.
Probably, because these are good, and I don't want to have to duplicate that.
Yeah. I also like these clamps that you've got on the joints as well.
Yeah, you know, I do that. In this particular instance, I don't think I needed to, but it's just kind of a habit for me that I'll glue up the joint lines too.
Sure.
And it's just, and I do that with, like I build a lot of boxes and stuff, and so that frame and the base is never one solid piece. So just like this one here,
Right.
this is, that's 4 boards. So when I
Right.
glue that up, each one of those joints get a clamp, and then I'm using my
Yeah.
parallel bar clamps to pull it together. But
Yeah,
I
nice.
always do that, and it seems to make square,
Yeah.
flat, not square, but
A lot
flat.
less sanding that way.
Yeah,
So, plus, if for some reason that stub tenon that you cut was just a little bit too narrow and you got a little bit of play in there,
Yeah.
this will help correct that
yeah,
then.
yeah.
So, well, great tip. And nice job on those panels.
Thanks. I got lucky.
Ah, you're a pro. Don't let him kid you. So if you want to check out more about stub tenon and groove joinery, make sure and check out the seminar that Dennis did. It's really good.
Just click on the link below, and it'll take you right there.
There you go. And we even cover some beadlock stuff, some different types of joinery.
Right.
And a few tips on working with rabbets and backs and stuff like that too. So, you know, it's a long video, but it's a good one. There's a lot of, like we said, a lot of little hiccups that happened.
Yeah.
And we corrected those mistakes along the way, and that's, as woodworkers, that's what we always do.
Yep. We had a good audience, a lot of good questions, so
Yeah.
it's good information.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.